Right, the 370Z. So we start today with the new series. Kind of excited for this one as it was one of my favorite series, the Sport RT. My favorite one was the class competition, as you can use any of the cars. Alright, so let's get to it. So Sport RT, we're gonna go on with modern sport cars. Of course, I went with the Nissan 370Z. So we'll be starting with the new series, the Sport RT. We'll go with our first car. So let's go to the build and tune. It is a B-class rear wheel drive. So as conversions, we left the engine and drivetrain stock. We did not mess with any of those. And as for aspiration, we went with a supercharge. So for engine, we only went with 3 upgrades, I believe, which was a sport exhaust, and a sport supercharge, with a sport flywheel, street flywheel, sorry. And everything else is stock. I didn't add anything else to the engine. As for plat and handling, race brakes, race spring and damps, race roll bars, pretty sure got the rear as well. Yeah, it's a race as we went with a race chassis this time, and with a street. We went with a street weight reduction. For drivetrain, we left the clutch stock. I think we put a transmission. Yes, we put a race transmission. Driveline, race, and of course race differential. As for tires and rims, we went with a sport tire compound. Front and rear width, I think they're both the same, I'm not sure. So for front, we went 275 by 35. And with rear, we went with the same, yes. Oh no, 295 by 35, so a little bit wider. As for rims, I went with the Fix Profile 5, as Fix is one of my favorite brands. It goes really nice with Nissan products or cars. Size, stock, usually don't mess with rim size unless they're like 16s, and then I boost them up to like at least 19s or 18s. As for aero, with a race front bumper, so the Forza and Forza wing as well. And as for skirts and rear bumper, up to you. You can go with whatever you want. I went with the first Nismo street bumper, as it won't affect your PI or anything. And I went with the first Nismo skirts. So this is the build. Let's go on with the tune. 370Z out of the whole series was one of the hardest cars. I had trouble, but I got it down. So we're going with tires. Front with a 28.5 psi and rear with a 29 even. Gearing is a personal preference depending how you like each gear to be set up, but this is what I came up with as my personal. Alignment. Roll bars. Surprisingly, dropping the roll bars for this car didn't seem to swerve as much, so it worked out pretty low. I tried to stiffen them out to about 30, 32s. Did not really work, so this gives you a little bit more movement. Same thing with springs. Drop the springs a lot. Damping. Aero as usual, we'll max that out. And brake and differential, up to you. I went with a 44 balance and with pressure of a 131. Differential, acceleration of a 54 and deceleration of a 71. So that's the build and tune for the 370Z. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you in the next one.